What's going on in Brevard County? Well, guys, today we're going to be going over Brevard County's housing stats for the month of May. As always, my name is Tim Petitti. I'm your local real estate agent, and let's not waste any more time and jump into it. As always, if you enjoy content like this regarding Brevard County and real estate in a whole, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. But let's not waste any more time and start looking at these numbers. So for the month of May, our listing median price on new listings is going to be $384,900. This is going to be a 1.1% decrease month over month. That's not too bad of a change, but somewhat surprising as we are entering those spring and summer markets that are going to be a little hotter. As you can see from the number of properties on the 2-year chart, we have increased pretty dramatically, and like usual, we see a big increase from December to where we are now in that spring summer market. We tend to get more houses on the market in the spring and summer, but we also get more homes being taken off the market because that is when there is a bigger buyer pool. For active listings, we're sitting at a median list price of $399,500. So as you can see from the new listings, our houses that are sitting on the market are going to be a little more expensive. That makes sense. Your newer listed houses are going to see homes that have been sitting on the market for 2-3 months. They don't want to be that person, so they're going to tend to undercut them. This makes sense that the total homes on the market is higher than the new homes for sale on the market. What's interesting is going to be your number of properties dropped 9.2% month over month. Again, this makes sense. This spring summer market is when you're going to have your biggest buyer pool. So it makes sense that more homes are going to be taken off the market, especially if they've been sitting for a little bit and the seller's motivated. You're likely going to get a better deal as a buyer, whether that's from the sale price, concessions, or maybe even terms. As you can see, last month in April, we were at 3.59 thousand houses for single family homes. And this month we've dropped down to 3.26. Now, this is still a higher number than we were last year, absolutely. So that is going to be in favor of the buyers. New pending listings is going to be sitting at 373,450 on average. So again, this price is going to be lower than active properties that are for sale, as well as new listings hitting the market. The new listings are going to be closer to where this median list price is, but to me, this is saying that buyers are willing to wait for the seller to lower the price to where they want it before they're willing to commit an offer. The number of properties for the new pending listings is up 16% to 1454. Again, this makes sense as we're seeing homes drop off the market. We're seeing more homes pending. We are in those summer and spring months. There is going to be more buyer demand. You could see the same thing on the previous chart. Last March, we had 1.18, last April 1.07, last May 1.14, and then we have this huge drop off as we're heading into these winter months. Now, this is expected to happen maybe a little earlier this year, given that it is an election year. We tend to have people that are wanting to wait and see what happens. I mean, I've spoken to people who want to wait and see what happens, and that was 2 years ago. So we're likely going to see a lot of pausing from sellers and buyers, but homes will still be moving, and it could be a great opportunity for you to get in a home with a motivated seller that needs to sell, no matter if there is an election or not. Sold listings for May of 2024. This is going to be an important one. As we saw above, it was at 373 and the sold is going to be 365. So that's about an $8,000 swing from where houses are selling and where houses are pending. It's also about a $10,000 swing from where new homes are being listed and over a $30,000 change for what the total active single family homes are sitting on the market for. The number of properties to sell in the month of May was 1,050, give or take. All of these data points are going to be different depending when their cutoff date was, but give or take was 1,050. And that is going to be a 3.8% month over month increase. This is important if you're a seller. Again, in the spring summer market is going to be the best time for you to sell. You're going to have a bigger buyer pool and more demand, especially with the election year right around the corner. Your median days on RPR, which is pretty much your days on market, is going to be 49. Now, this is going to be a decrease from April's 51, but this is still a pretty significant increase from last May. As you can see, last May was sitting over at 24. So with increased inventory, you're going to have increased days on market. It just makes sense. It's supply and demand. There's more supply. There's a little less demand due to rates and due to just having more houses on the market. This is important if you're a buyer and a seller, because the longer a home sits on the market, odds of you getting the price you want is lowering. For a buyer, the longer a house is sitting on the market, odds are you could typically get some sort of deal if, and this is a big caveat, if the seller is actually motivated. Now, if the seller is just trying to get a price just for the fun of it, the odds of you landing that house is smaller. But days on market for buyers as it's increasing is good. For sellers, as it is increasing, it is bad. That is the gist of it. Your month supply of inventory, this is going to be an important one, guys. So your month of supply for inventory is 3.51. That is a drop from April's 3.98. What is month of inventory? That is going to be if no other homes listed for sale on the market, how many months would it take to sell the remaining homes? It would take 3.51 for your single family homes. This is going to be a 12% decrease month over month, as we saw down below, but still is a 58% increase over the 12 months. I mean, our market is feeling the impact of rate changes. We aren't seeing prices necessarily decrease, but we're seeing supply increase due to buyers just being priced out of this market and some other buyers just waiting to see what happens during this election. If you guys have any questions about the Brevard market, please do not hesitate to reach out. I am born and raised in this area and I love it and know a lot about it. And I hope to see you guys in the next one.